हेलो, गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग सर।
कैसे हैं आप लोग?
फाइन सर, फाइन।
ओके। सो अब आज जो है वो वी आर गोइंग टू आवर नेक्स्ट टॉपिक एंड दैट इज ग्रैंड कैनोनिकल सिस्टम्स। I mean grand canonical ensemble, let us write grand canonical ensemble. Okay, so in first ensemble, micro canonical ensemble, what we took, energy, volume and number of particles, that was constant. In second ensemble, temperature, volume and number of particles were constant. And now in this ensemble you will have T, V and mu. Temperature, volume and chemical potential is constant. So what is the main difference between the previous two ensembles and this ensemble is that here the number of particles may change. I mean, some particles may enter or leave the system, but the chemical potential has to be constant. Okay, so there will be exchange of particles, leaving chemical potential to be constant. Okay, and temperature, volume and chemical potential, these three quantities will be constant. Okay, and that means energy and number of particles, that quantities will be changing. And this ensemble, this finds a very important application in statistical mechanics, because this allows us to calculate this particular type of ensemble allows us to calculate many uh, quantum statistical distributions. Okay, so example, Fermi Dirac, Bose Einstein, etc. So using this particular type of ensemble, we can we can calculate many quantum statistical systems. So especially what we can calculate, the average number of particles or occupation number in a particular energy level, because here in this particular ensemble we have number of particles changing, that एडवांटेज वी हैव. सो हम बड़े आराम से कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं कि एक पर्टिकुलर लेवल में एवरेज नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स कितने होंगे, स्पेशली इन क्वांटम स्टैटिस्टिकल ensembles. Okay, correct. And the next important point is that what are the macro states here? What are macro state parameters? I mean, that is given by, मैंने पहले भी लिख दिया है, T, V and mu. These are the parameters which you can see macroscopically. So macroscopically for our this particular type of ensemble, the temperature, volume and chemical potential will remain constant. Correct? So please see this. The temperature is constant. That means there will be an exchange of energy. There will be an exchange of energy between the system and the reservoir to keep the temperature constant. अगर हमें temperature constant रखना है, so sometimes the energy has to be taken, sometimes the energy has to be given. Correct? So delta E will not be equal to 0. The first thing. And next thing is the V. V means we have, so here I can write we will have exchange of energy between the system and reservoir, to keep temperature constant, to keep temperature constant. So that means if there is any offset value of temperature की value अगर कोई इधर उधर हो रही है, so to maintain that there will be exchange of energy का exchange होगा and the temperature will remain constant. What do you mean by fixed volume? Fixed volume means rigid walls. Fixed volume means rigid walls. Correct? So suppose there is a box, so the walls of the box are rigid, that means they are not moving. So fixed volume means rigid walls, and it will be followed by no mechanical work done. No mechanical work done. No mechanical work done will happen because PDV, the mechanical work done, will be equal to 0. Correct? And this chemical potential, if this is constant, that means delta of N is not equal to 0. Delta of N is not equal to 0. That means no exchange of exchange of particles will take place to keep mu constant. So there will be an exchange of particles that will be taking place to keep the mu constant. Okay, to keep the mu constant. I hope it is visible to you. So this kind of system we have, we can make a simple diagram also. Suppose this is a system, small system, and suppose this is reservoir. Okay, this is system, this is reservoir. So here T, V and mu will remain constant, and there will be exchange of energy between this, and there will be exchange of particle also between this. This is system and this is reservoir. So you can consider such type of system. Okay, now these are macro state parameters. I mean, macroscopically, temperature, volume and the chemical potential will remain constant. And what will happen at microscopic level? So you know, मैंने आपको बताया था कि the state is represented by some momentum Pi and Qi. याद है? A particular state is represented by Pi Qi, that is actually on a phase plane, जहां पे P suppose y axis है and Q is the x axis. So उसका कोई एक particular coordinate Pi Qi है. So यहाँ पे the microstate will be written by some P of I and some Q of I. So that will be the microstate having knowledge of a particular value of momenta and also the position. So can I write it in a vector form? So this knowledge is the knowledge of microstate. So knowing particular momenta and particular position at particular position of a particle will give you the microstate, and this will be followed by, because number of particle is also changing, so this value at a particular number of particles, n new लिख दे रहा हूं, करेक्ट, बिकॉज दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरिएबल ना, तो आई मैंने यहां यूज कर लिया तो यहां पे मैं न्यू यूज कर ले रहा हूं, दैट मीन्स n1 n2 n3 n4 n5 different values of n. Is that fine? So this is the macro state and this is the micro state of the system. Knowledge of particular momenta and particular uh, position at a given number of particles, because that thing is also changing. Okay, so this will give the state of number of particle actually n new. So यहाँ पे पहले जैसा नहीं होगा, like you wrote summation I gi e to the power minus beta ei, that is ith state, but here state is combination of two different variables. One variable is this I and another variable is new. So both things combination, all possible combination of both will give you the complete set of states. All possible combination of I and new will give you particular set of state. So is this rough picture clear to you? What type of system we are going to study? You can ask if you want to ask anything up to this. Yes? Up to this it is clear now? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let us, sorry? So
So if we will assign a particle in PIQI state, then it will not contradict the Heisenberg's principle.
I will not answer that question. That is not a question at all. Just ask relevant questions only. PIQI तो तब से चला आ रहा है, मोमेंटम और पोजीशन कोऑर्डिनेट्स, वहीं सारे डेंसिटी ऑफ स्टेट्स निकाले गए, सब कुछ तो PQ से कैलकुलेट हो रहा है, तो उसमें हाइजेनबर्ग का कहां से क्वेश्चन आया था? जो आप स्मॉलेस्ट फेज वॉल्यूम लेते हो वो तो h स्क्वायर h क्यूब भी लेते हो ना, तो मिनिमम वैल्यू h से छोटी नहीं लेते हो. तो एक्चुअली that was given by Gibbs. He used that small number h. तो कोई उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है. इसके रेलेवेंट में कोई चीज पूछना है तो बताओ. चलो कोई बात नहीं. सो अब फिर से हमारा टारगेट वही है जो पुराना था, कि ये जो द स्टेट्स दैट आर फॉर्म्ड, उस पर्टिकुलर स्टेट की अगर मुझे प्रोबेबिलिटी पता चल जाए. आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? So if we somehow write the probability of a particular state, then we can calculate the average value of so many quantities. That is the whole idea. Okay. So the probability of, so can I write this as P so that there is no confusion? This is P, PIQI, or let it be like this. I will write probability by capital. Okay. And I will write also what I am going to do. The probability of a particular state is given by the probability of a particular state is given by, so I will write P, a particular state nu and n nu. This is given by, so pehle in Boltzmann derivation, if you remember, in Boltzmann derivation, what we had the probability proportional to e to the power minus beta, याद है? Capital H, but here the capital H will be different for different states. So capital H nu and minus, because now the number of particles are also changing, so it will be minus mu into n nu. ठीक है? This will be the proportionality of the probability by just seeing the canonical one. Canonical one में I have just taken care of the changing number of particle, and the chemical energy associated with that is minus mu n, where mu is chemical potential. Where mu is chemical potential. Mu is chemical potential. And this is minus mu n mu. Why n mu I have written?
A particular state
Particle
of mu.
change.
Because just understand it properly. Suppose there are two particles. So n will be different. Three
sir.
particles, n will be different. Four particles, n will be different. So to take care of all that, I am writing this. This is chemical energy associated with that. Chemical energy associated with number of particles. ये वाला टॉपिक आपको बहुत कम जगह पढ़ने को मिला होगा, मे बी ड्यूरिंग पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन भी आपने शायद उतने अच्छे से नहीं पढ़ा होगा, ग्रैंड कैनोनिकल एंसेम्बल, ठीक है? बट आई एम टेकिंग इट फ्रॉम वेरी बेसिक, एंड जितना रिक्वायर्ड है उतना मैं आपको जरूर पढ़ाऊंगा, ठीक है? सो समझ आ रहा है अच्छे से? So this
Yes,
is
sir.
that chemical energy that is associated with the exchange of particles n mu. So that minus mu n mu is written here. Because now with Hamiltonian, in which potential energy and kinetic energy was involved, there is an extra term. Bolo. There is an extra term involved because of exchange of particles. There is an extra term involved because of exchange of particles. Because there is exchange of particles also. Exchange of particles. Correct? So this proportionality, जैसे पहले था उसी के थोड़ा आइडिया से लिख रहा हूं मैं. So this proportionality will be taken care by a multiplying factor, and that multiplying factor, there also it was a partition function. आपको याद है?
Yes.
Canonical के केस में.
Yes, sir.
So here also it is a partition function, and I am putting double cross here. बताओ क्यों? ताकि आप पहले कैनोनिकल वाले से इसको डिफरेंशिएट कर पाओ, देख के ही पता चल जाए आपको, ठीक है ना? ओके, सो दिस, और ऊपर आ जाएगा e टू द पावर माइनस बीटा h न्यू माइनस म्यू n न्यू. सो दिस इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी फॉर्मूला. अभी तो सीधे फॉर्मूला भी पूछ ले तो करना मुश्किल हो जाता है इस वाले डोमेन में, ग्रैंड कैनोनिकल में. ओके, so this is the formula which describes about the probability thing. And what is the energy scale here now? पहले energy scale h था. Now what is the new energy scale is given by h minus mu n nu. और h को भी ब्रैकेट में न्यू लिख देता हूं because so this is our new energy scale. What was energy scale in canonical?
Only H, sir.
Only h was
Only
there,
H.
and now h minus mu and nu, because now system is very complicated. Your number of particles are also changing. Okay, your number of particles is also changing, and this z double dash double cross को ब्रैकेट में चाहो तो आप tv mu भी लिख सकते हो. Why tv mu? Because you know why tv mu. This is grand canonical partition function. Grand canonical partition function. देखो जरा, यहां तक कोई डाउट हो तो बताओ. So I hope you remember how to write this grand canonical partition function, how to write the value of that. So if I take summation on both sides, this summation will become 1.
Yes.
So z will be multiplied this side. So the value of z will be summation of this, correct? So the value of यहाँ पे दिखाई देगा. So the value of z double cross tv mu is given by summation mu and n mu. Both will be there. E to the power minus beta h nu minus mu n nu. अपने हाथ से लिखोगे, एक एक स्टेप करोगे तो ही आपको समझ आएगा. So now there are double summation. Can you see that? Mu is also running and n nu is also running. So for every n, you have to calculate all the possible states. Then change the value of n, then all the possible states. Then again change the value of n, then all the possible states. So in this way, all complete states will have to be calculated. So इसके नीचे लिख लो, it is double sum over mu also and over n mu also. And this is in some way, this is in some way unrestricted sum, because you can see there is no restriction. All number of particles have to be taken care. Unrestricted summation. ठीक है ना? तो इसको थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगा के we will turn it into a restricted sum जिसके थ्रू हम कुछ चीजें निकाल सकें. But otherwise this is the partition function. This is the grand canonical partition function. Correct? So this is the grand canonical partition function. So let me, हाँ बोलो.
सर यहाँ पे जो h nu है सर हाउ डू वी कनेक्ट इट विद द pi qi स्टेट, क्योंकि एक न्यू के अंदर आपने कहा कि बहुत सारे आईज है.
भाई आप देखो, आपने मान लो एक पार्टिकल ले लिया, एक पार्टिकल लिया और उसके करस्पॉन्डिंग पी क्यू आई लिखा.
ओके.
तो कुछ माइक्रोस्टेट्स आ गए, मान लो 2-3 माइक्रोस्टेट्स आ गए, 3 माइक्रोस्टेट आ गए मान लो. फिर यू हैव चेंज द नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स. अब मान लो नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स 3 हो गए. देन सपोज 5 माइक्रोस्टेट्स आ गए. फिर अगेन यू हैव चेंज द नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स. सो करस्पॉन्डिंग मोमेंटा बदलता रहेगा ना. So in this way, all possible states have to be written. Okay. What was your question?
Sir, I was is telling we have written this summation over new, but I am unable to understand how the summation over I is involved, because we have for one.
Because changing particle will change the phase space trajectory of the particles. So every time you take, suppose you have taken one particle, then they are suppose some number of states, then you have changed the particles, the states will change. Again you change the particles, states will change. So you have to take all number of particles from 0 to infinity and then all possible states and then sum them up. That's why I am writing it is unrestricted summation. There is no restriction on that.
Yes, sir, exactly.
Okay.
So for each new, we would have another summation over I, which is implicit in this case.
No, that needs not to be written. Na? That's why I have written H new. That's why I have written it like this. Na? H new. The corresponding Hamiltonian when the number of particle is n new. Okay. So
एक्सक्यूज मी सर
हाँ भाई बोलो.
सर जो आपने ग्रैंड कैनोनिकल का पार्टीशन फंक्शन लिखा है सर,
हाँ.
तो सर इसमें डीजेनरेसी फैक्टर इंक्लूड नहीं होगा सर?
सारे स्टेट्स लिख दे रहा हूँ ना, सारे स्टेट्स
होल सिस्टम के लिए।
भाई आपको याद होगा पहले भी तो मैंने बगैर डीजेनरेसी लिखे लिखा था.
यस सर।
अगर मान लो मुझे पता ही ना हो डीजेनरेसी, तो मैं कैसे लिखूंगा पार्टीशन फंक्शन? मैं सारे स्टेट्स लिख दूंगा.
यस
अगर कोई 2 आ रहा है तो 2 बार लिख दूंगा.
यस ओके
ठीक है, तो वो फंडामेंटल से लिख रहा हूँ ना. आई हैव सेड आई एम टेकिंग केयर ऑफ ऑल नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स एंड करस्पॉन्डिंग ऑल पॉसिबल स्टेट्स, वेदर दे आर इक्वल अनइक्वल. आई एम राइटिंग ऑल ऑफ देम, बट दैट इज वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन.
ओके सर।
That means you are following. So now I want to make it a restricted sum, ताकि थोड़ा सा let us see that. तो इसको मैं ऐसे लिखने वाला हूं कि I will write it like this: Z double cross T V mu. ये चाहो तो बार बार ना भी लिखो चलेगा. इसको अलग कर रहा हूं. Summation n mu is equal to 0 to infinity. ध्यान से देखना. And e to the power beta, e to the power beta mu and mu. So this term has got variation with this, correct? And the second one is summation. Second one is corresponding to what? Variation of mu at a particular n mu. ये वाला टर्म जो है एक बार n फिक्स करके ही तो लिख सकते हो ना हैमिल्टोनियन. Are you getting my point? Bhai, suppose you have fixed the number of particle 2, then only you can write the Hamiltonian for that, na?
Yes sir.
So that's why I have put this slash means mu at a particular n mu. So what will be that? E to the power minus beta h nu. इसको जरा ध्यान से देखो. Now this is a restricted summation, because you will take a value and then you see this term is well known, ये हम पहले भी जानते हैं. And n mu will go from 0 to infinity. So taking 0, then writing all for that, then taking 1, then writing all for that. So in this way I can sum it up. So this becomes a restricted summation, because we will put restriction. For example, हमारे पास कोई फर्मी डिरैक आ गया तो मैं पॉली एक्सक्लूजन प्रिंसिपल का रेस्ट्रिक्शन यहां लगा दूंगा, that more than one is not allowed. Are you getting my point? So I can put some restriction on this. So this will be a restricted summation. और थोड़ा सा ध्यान से देखना, what is this right hand side equal to? So just pay little attention. This is Z double bar TV mu summation n mu is equal to 0 to infinity e to the power beta mu n mu, and this you already remember is Z. भाई all states e to the power beta into Hamiltonian क्या है?
पार्टीशन फंक्शन
कौन सा?
Canonical.
Very good, very good. A canonical partition function. So now you can see इसको equation number 1 लिख देते हैं. So we have arrived where the canonical partition function के use से we have written the grand canonical partition function. Okay. So now we are in position of writing average values. So अभी शुरू में questions इससे भी आना बहुत शुरू नहीं हुआ है. आएगा तो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन आएगा, और वो भी आप देख रहे हो कि तभी कर सकते हो when you know the complete thing. Otherwise you will be confused in the notations also. Now notation is absolute clear, na?
Yes.
I searched at many many places, but this is the best notation which we can use. Okay. हाँ. So so now let me, so what should be the first average value जिसमें तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट होगा इस ग्रैंड कैनोनिकल पार्टीशन फंक्शन में? कोई बता सकता है किस एवरेज वैल्यू में सबसे पहला इंटरेस्ट आएगा आपको?
Average of
Number
mu.
particle.
सेकंड बॉय.
Average number of particles.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. बिकॉज सबसे जो अलग सी चीज सबसे पहले नजर आई है, दैट इज द नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स are also changing. So the very first thing will be the average number of particles. What is the average number of particle in a grand canonical system? So that should be the first interest. So जरा उसको करते हैं. So write computation of average number of particles. Computation of average number of particles. Computation of average number of particles. So can I write this as average of n mu? आपको ये notation समझ आ रहा है? This is okay?
Yes.
Average number of particles like this. So that is given by summation nu n nu, and what I should write here? P को मैंने कैसा बनाया था? कैपिटल या स्मॉल? कैपिटल ना? P
कैपिटल भी सर.
and n mu. Check. And P को भी ऐसे लिखना चाहिए था. P is this into n mu, like this. Correct? किसका माइक ऑन है? ऑफ कर लो भाई माइक. ये एक्सप्रेशन कोई बताएगा कैसे लिखा है मैंने?
तो एवरेज निकालने के लिए प्रोबेबिलिटी.
Average of Fi is summation Pi Fi. Average of any Fi is summation Pi Fi. So इसी तरह से average of NV is summation P of this into this. अब जरा P की वैल्यू लिखो. Write the value of P that I have written. So average of n nu is equal to, write it, summation mu n mu. What was the value of this n mu? बोलो भाई.
n mu
E to the power minus beta
h nu
h nu minus mu
n
n
nu.
nu. अब देखो नोटेशन पता होने से ही तो फटाफट लिख रहे हो. एंड ओवर z. See that. करेक्ट है.
Yes sir.
जस्ट द प्रोबेबिलिटी स्टेटमेंट आई हैव एडेड, और फिर वही उसी डायरेक्शन में पहुंच गए. लाइक आई डिराइव्ड द एवरेज ऑफ different quantities in canonical. So here also you see e to the power minus beta mu. So beta mu nv is here. Can you see that? So agar if I want to use z, which is written here, please see this. So if you want to use z, then you have to take derivative with respect to beta mu, ताकि nu क्या आ जाए, आगे आके ये बन जाए. यही तो है ना बात. समझ आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है?
Yes sir. Yes.
क्लियरली
Yes,
बताना.
Yes, sir.
तो
Yes.
जैसे पहले बीटा में कराया था ना, बीटा के रेस्पेक्ट में डेरिवेटिव करा दिया था.
Beta mu के respect.
हाँ, तो यहाँ पे आई विल टेक डेरिवेटिव विद रेस्पेक्ट टू बीटा म्यू. सो लेट मी जस्ट मेक सम स्पेस. So now I will write the average value of n mu is given by. So take derivative of this grand canonical partition function का जो derivative है, take that with respect to beta mu. So I will write 1 by z bar del by del beta mu z double bar. See this. So this is z double bar, and इसको भी लिखना पड़ेगा आपको समझाने के लिए. So z डबल बार का डेरिवेटिव अगर मैं बीटा म्यू के रेस्पेक्ट में लूं, और तो फिर ऊपर वाली क्वांटिटी आ जाएगी. करके दिखाऊं क्या? z डबल बार इज इक्वल टू समेशन म्यू कॉमा n म्यू and e to the power minus beta h mu minus mu n mu. Correct? This was the grand canonical partition function. So if I write del z bar by del beta mu, so what will it give? It will give summation mu comma n mu. Beta mu के रेस्पेक्ट में डेरिवेटिव लोगे, so nv will behave like a constant. It will come here, and n nu will come here, and then you will have e to the power minus beta h nu minus mu n nu. See this. So if I divide it by 1 over z double grand canonical partition function, so this will give average value or not?
Yes.
बिल्कुल शांत हो गए भाई.
Right sir.
Yes,
थोड़ी
sir.
मैथमेटिक्स का मजा भी तो यही
Yes,
है.
sir.
जब थोड़ा एडवांस लेवल पे लग रही है तो ठीक है. तो जब when we learn these things, then it gives a lot of satisfaction. So आप देखो बिल्कुल सिमिलर पैटर्न पे आई हैव कैलकुलेटेड दिस एंड दिस इज द एवरेज वैल्यू ऑफ नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल. अब सी इफ सपोज इन एग्जाम मैं आपसे पूछ लूं द ग्रैंड कैनोनिकल पार्टीशन और ग्रैंड कैनोनिकल भी ना बताऊं, मैं कह दूं देयर इज अ सिस्टम, इट इज इन कांटेक्ट विद द रिजर्वायर, सिस्टम इज एक्सचेंजिंग द एनर्जी, इट इज एक्सचेंजिंग द नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स एंड सो दैट द टेम्परेचर वॉल्यूम एंड केमिकल पोटेंशियल रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट. द पार्टी ग्रैंड कैनोनिकल पार्टीशन फंक्शन या बगैर नाम लिए the partition function of such a system is given by this. What is the average number of particle? So just you have to differentiate it with respect to beta mu
Yes,
and
sir.
divide it by z.
Right.
So this will be a 5-mark question agar aata hai to. And it is not easy. You can see, you know this, na? Then only you can do. Otherwise, how can you do that? Correct?
Yes.
So this is the first thing we have cracked, and that is the average number of particles. And you are well aware of this, that I can write it in a more compact form. Average of n mu is equal to del by del beta mu into log of this. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Got the average number of particles. So let us go ahead, and I also want to see the fluctuation. I mean standard deviation or variance. These things I have told you that that sigma square is equal to average of x square minus average of x square. Average of x square average minus average x square.
Standard deviation.
Yes.
That is the variance ना, और उसका अंडर रूट क्या हो जाता है, स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन. सो दैट इज नोन एज फ्लक्चुएशन. कि सपोज आपकी कोई एवरेज वैल्यू है बट उससे फ्लक्चुएशन कितना है डेटा का, वो बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वांटिटी होती है. बिकॉज समटाइम्स एवरेज आपको रियल पिक्चर नहीं बताता. जैसे कि मान लो आपकी कोई वेइंग बैलेंस मशीन है, कभी 10 किलो ज्यादा बताती. मैं शायद आज बहुत ज्यादा हिंदी बोल रहा हूँ. माय फ्रेंड्स आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Okay, sir. Example.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Other people from South India, they are understanding the real thing. You are understanding now what I have taught right now?
Sir, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So suppose you have a weighing balance and it suppose tells sometimes 10 kg up and sometimes 10 kg down. So if you take average values, it will give exact value because it is sometimes 10 up and sometimes 10 down. So the average of that is the real value. But is that a good machine?
No, sir.
No. So when you will calculate the variance or standard deviation, it will show there is a dispersion from the average value. So for example, it is going 20, it is covering 20 in total, left to right. So that is not a good machine. So that's why standard deviation is very important thing. And I told you also the simple formula for that. You have to remember this. The variance is given by x square average minus average x square. Okay, correct? So this is known as variance. And if you so because you know, if there is a quantity x, मान लो x energy है, so this is not energy dimension ना.
No, sir.
Dimensionally it is energy square. So
Yes.
अगर मुझे बात करनी होगी कि एनर्जी में कितना फ्लक्चुएशन है, so this is not a good quantity. So I will calculate standard deviation. Standard deviation. So SD is given by square root of average of x square minus average of x square. Correct? So this thing is very important. Something related to this will 100% come. Maybe it can come from the chapter mathematical physics, probability distribution, maybe from statistical mechanics, maybe in general. This is very, very important. Variance and standard deviation. Okay. This is important because this has got some This gives a lot of physical insight how the system is behaving. That's why it is so important. Okay. So let me calculate the fluctuation. इसी को fluctuation भी कहते हैं. This is also sometimes written as standard deviation is written as delta x. Fluctuation. Okay. It's also written as fluctuation. Correct. So let me compute the fluctuation of n. Calculation of fluctuation of n. Okay. Calculation of fluctuation of n. So I will use the same method. So fluctuation of this, how it will be calculated? It will be given by, suppose I write delta of n square fluctuation. So it will be given by average n square minus average n square. Correct? Using the same formula. Sigma square delta n square. Correct, hai na?
Yes, sir.
So this will be given by this. You can see average n you have already calculated, and average n square also you can calculate by using the same method. So this will, sorry. So average of any quantity you can calculate because you have probability formula. So this will be given by 1 upon z and del 2 z over del beta mu 2. I mean double derivative with respect to beta mu divided by z will give you n square, because एक बार करोगे तो n आएगा, एक बार और करोगे
n square.
n square आ जाएगा. Same concept. And this you have just calculated 1 upon z double. Tell me. Del z by
Dou beta mu.
del beta mu. Correct? And now this is, you can see first function derivative of second and second function derivative of first. So this can be written as del by del beta mu.
So the square is not added, like second term.
What?
Second term square. Average of n whole square is there. You didn't write that.
Where?
The second term, sir. Whole square.
Acha, ye, this one. So average of n whole square. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So what this will become? Average of n square into average of n whole square. What it will become? Del by del beta mu 1 by z del z by del beta mu. If you open this, you will get this quantity. And this you can see immediately can be written as log. So this will become del by del beta mu into what it can be written? Del by del beta mu into log of z. And this quantity was n. So it is del by del beta mu into n. This quantity was n.
So an average.
Average, if I am writing just n, that means that is average. If I am writing n mu, that means particular value of n. Clear hai na? That is fair enough. Okay. So now see, this value is going as only n, because this beta mu itself is intensive quantity, intensive in nature. Intensive, you understand, like temperature. If you divide it,
No change.
no change. So whatever change is there, it will take care of with themselves. So there will be some factor coming, some constant may come, but it will go like n. The power of n will not change. So right here, because beta mu is intensive, so it will not affect the power of n. So it will just go like n. So what will be the value of delta n? ये सारा होमवर्क है. This one is another question. Homework. N square अलग से आ सकता है. This is homework. This is not homework because this I have done. And then calculation of this. This is also homework. Okay. So coming from this step to this step is also homework. You just use concept of derivatives and you can do it. So let me write
Sir?
here.
Sir, can you please explain the last one, which you said the intensive one and the power of n would remain?
I told you, na? I just told you that it is intensive. So intensive means beta mu is an intensive quantity. Potential hai na? It is potential, chemical potential. So if you divide it, suppose within the system you put a line. So left hand side, right hand side, it will not be changed. It is like density. Like suppose density of a box. There is a gas molecules in a box and density is suppose rho. So if you divide the box, what will be the density?
Rho.
So this quantity is not going to change. It may give some multiple of it, but it will not change the power of n, because to change power of n, this has to be extensive.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है? Otherwise the derivation will be very huge if we don't make this a smart analogy. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now see, what will be the value of delta n? The delta n goes like n to the power half. Correct? So correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So now I want sharpness. So sharpness is equal to width over average value. How we calculate the sharpness of the peak? Width over average value. So if this goes to 0, suppose, then that means peak is very sharp. Correct? And अगर विड्थ ज्यादा होगा तो पीक क्या होगा? शार्प नहीं होगा, ब्लंट हो जाएगा. आप समझ पा रहे हो मेरी बातें या नहीं भाई? जैसे ये पीक है ऐसा, तो हेयर, एक मिनट मैंने थोड़ा उधर बना दिया. हेयर द विड्थ, सपोज this represents, standard deviation represents the width, something like this. This is your delta x, and the average value is suppose some x, this value on this axis, the average value. So if delta x by x suppose goes to 0, that means the peak is very sharp.
High.
Peak is very sharp. ये आपने पढ़ा होगा भाई ऑल्टरनेटिंग करंट और इन सब टाइप की चीजों में, या फिर मैकेनिक्स में, हार्मोनिक ऑसिलेटर में, सारी चीजें आपस में रिलेटेड हैं. दैट एनालिसिस आल्सो इज बेस्ड ऑन दिस स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन एंड एवरेज. सो प्लीज सी हियर, this value will be delta n. Delta n is going like n half, and average value is suppose n. N is average value. I told you na. Just if you want to write somewhere, write it. I am using this. Average N is N, some N value. So this will be equal to 1 by under root N. अब ये सीधा सीधा 5 marks question. And because in our systems N is very large, because we are dealing with the statistical systems in which the value of N is
Very
Infinity,
good.
sir.
very large. So how the sharpness will go? Very sharp. That means there is no much fluctuation about the average value. Average value is almost still. बताओ भाई बातें समझ आई? Feel free to ask if there is any doubt. Okay. So let us stop here and then we'll continue. Okay. Thank you.